Hi there, it's Dr. Hillary from Rangeline Chiropractic. I get a lot of questions, so I have written down some of the most commonly asked questions that patients either ask me or they ask our office manager or they email them in. And I thought this would be a great way to just like tell you my thoughts on them, whether or not you've ever had one of these questions yourself. And it's always subject to change, to be honest, because the first one is care expensive? They're like, well, is it expensive? Like, will my insurance cover it? And we're like, in most cases, yes. Insurance covers chiropractic care. That is one of the benefits. You can look it up or call your insurance carrier. The thing is tricky about insurances is that they cover acute care versus like, oh, I just want to get adjusted and maintain my health care. So it could like dependent on the plan itself, but chiropractic care is not expensive comparative to like how many times someone goes to like Starbucks a week or going out to eat and other expensive things that we do for ourselves. But is it cheap? No. But the thing is, like, I don't think you want cheap care either because it's your health. So I think it's great when insurances can help out during like an acute or like a flare up phase. But then moving to more of like a maintenance phase where you just keep things tuned up so they don't get bad, kind of like tuning up your car every once in a while because you just don't want it to run down. Same thing with your health. So is it expensive? It doesn't have to be expensive. And I do know it differences like state to state is different as to what insurances pay or not pay. So do I think it's expensive? No, because I see like the vast benefits later. Another thing I get asked is, how would I choose a chiropractor? So there are different like quote types of chiropractors. So think about there's like a pediatric and prenatal chiropractor where like they're just gonna do mamas and babies, and they might do an occasional dad or occasional spouse, but like for the norm, that's what they do. So if you don't fall into that category, that might not be the best fit for you. Or if you're like, I'm out of the childbearing years and I don't want to hear babies screaming and crying and running around, then don't go to a pediatric prenatal chiropractor. There's also what you might have seen like athletic, more of like sports or sports injury chiropractors. Those would be great for pretty much all of us, to be honest. It doesn't have to mean that you play like a specific sport or that you are on a team or you're any type of professional. But I mean, just for the most of us that even do like general like games and weekend things, or we're learning a new sport like pickleball or something like that, that would be good. So that's almost like a general-ish chiropractor. So like in our office, those two categories so far, we do both of those. The thing is with our office is that we have 4 chiropractors. So there's a little bit of like mix and match of things. And then you might also see the term like family chiropractor. That's what I've always like kind of like said we are, because we love seeing like the baby, the mom, the dad, the brother and sister, like everyone all at once. And then even like sometimes grandparents come and they bring the grandkids for the adjustment. So I like seeing like everyone as a whole because I enjoy like having fun. For instance, there are some chiropractors that are auto accident or like PI injury case only, and they don't do any of like the maintenance type stuff or the basic adjustments. They deal with like there was a big injury, whiplash, etc., and then they get that person to where they are, and then they release them. So they got them back to their pre-injury stage, and then they're done. We also take auto insurance cases. So we again at our office, I just wanted to be like more encompassing of everyone. And the thing is, the certifications and everything, they're not like super different than all the offices that do, well, I only do this or I only do that. We kind of like are certified in like a lot of different things so we can mix and match. So choosing the chiropractic office, I guess it depends on who you are and what you're looking for, but I can always help you guys with that. Or like my patients move and I help them find someone that's similar to our office, like in a new state, that type of thing. Another one is great is chiropractic addictive? If you're addicted to feeling good, then yes, it is. But in general, it's not like a form of addiction where our society might think. So we do get, like if you get a manual adjustment, you might hear a pop or a snap, crackle. And that is just like the joint, like opening up, and it releases the gas in the joint. It's not like anything's breaking, but it does give an endorphin release. So your brain gets the happy chemicals out. And I was like, ooh, I feel that feels good. Do it again. So I could see why people, quote, say it's like an addiction, because there are a lot of things that we do that seems addictive when we get those endorphins in our blood. But like, it's the same type of like a runner's high or something like that. You feel so good afterwards. So I wouldn't say it's addictive. No, I could see though why people would ask, or why people would like say it or joke about it, because like obviously we feel like we want to feel good. So it's like addictive. I mean, in the same way, like when we eat healthy, we feel good, or we exercise, we feel good. So we want to keep doing it. But no one says like that's addictive or living a healthy lifestyle. So, another question is, why do we do therapies with the adjustments? So therapies would be like massage or cupping, scraping, dry needling, different stretching, things like that. We at our office do that with a conjunction with the adjustment, because the adjustment is fixing where like the nerve is pinched and irritated. So we're releasing that nerve pinch. But then the surrounding area, the muscles a lot of times like tense up in response to the problem. So I like to look at it like both ends. Like I'm going to fix your nerve pinch, but then I also want to loosen things up and or train to strengthen them better, to get you better faster. So that's like how we feel at our office. And it's okay that other offices don't do that or don't feel the same. It's just something like we believe. If it was me, I personally want to get better faster, and I don't want to keep having these injuries. So that's like the approach I take, like with my patients, of how would I want to be treated. And then another thing that I thought it would be great to throw out there is like red flags for when you're choosing an office or a chiropractor, because I hear so many like stories, you guys. And if you're going like for a female, I hear this one a lot. Females went to an office, and the male chiropractor made them feel uncomfortable because they had to like take off their shirt and bra and put on a gown every time. Like, no, it's not normal. I don't think that is an instance maybe once in a great while, but no, I don't feel that that's normal. And I think that's a good red flag that that's not an appropriate office to go to. Or some that have like huge care plans, like they want to see you, like it's a whole year care plan. In some instances, I do think that is necessary, but if everyone always gets the same yearly like plan and care plan, and it's a huge chunk of money, I would question, just throw a flag up and figure out like why it's that intense. I would also throw a red flag out if you're at an office or chiropractor that adjusts you manually, so bending, popping, snapping, everything, but it's never taken an x-ray, because there's just so many things that our office has caught over the last 17 years. I mean, practicing for 19, 20 years, there's a lot of things that you can't see unless you take an x-ray. So that's why we have like the newest digital x-ray, minimum radiation, but sometimes you need to know what's under there. Just the other day, I found someone that had an extra vertebrae in her back. And again, things we would need to know, but you don't know that just feeling on her back. And then, yeah, I think those are like the main flags that I hear from other people, or they ask me, like, yeah, it's kind of a flag. You should be wary of that. So those are my flags. So these are the most common questions I get asked. I hope that helps, but I love questions. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, or anyone at the office. Follow us on all of our social medias, and our website is rangelinechiropractic.com.